Hello or welcome back. If you are new to the channel, I take you on hikes with me to enjoy beautiful places and to share how I do on-location art. In this episode, I am hiking along Meadow Creek again, which is just east of Greenwater, near Mount Rainier National Park. A few of my episodes recently have been on this trail. It's such a pretty trail and an easy hike with a big backpack full of my plein air gear. I hiked for about 90 minutes to reach the spot where I want to paint. It's a hot day in the suburbs, but it's cool and pleasant in the forest. I find a nice spot to paint right on the creek. There's a massive log fallen over the creek and some rapids that make for an interesting scene. Hello again. It's a beautiful day out here in the woods. I'm getting set up again along Meadow Creek, the Green Water Lake Trail to Echo Lake. Just beautiful along here and so pleasant today. Upper 70s, slight breeze, not enough to move my easel around, just enough to keep the bugs off and to keep things cool. Let me show you the scene I'm going to paint. I'm going to do a 9x12 of this little waterfall, little rapid with the log across the stream. I like this scene because it's got a good mix of value. It's got the light of the water, the light of the highlights on that log. Some of the rocks in the sun will be kind of lighter in value. And the light shining on the water gives a nice yellow light contrast to the darker green water and shadow. So good contrast, good mix of colors, reds and blues and greens, yellows. So kind of excited. I've got my setup started here. I've got the 9x12 gessoed panel. I'm going to use just a white panel, not stained any color to start today. And I've got my on Plein Air Pro setup started. So I'll get finished and get going on the painting. I start with a quick pencil sketch, locating the horizon line and the big objects. I move things around here if needed to make a strong composition. Then, using a small bristle brush, distilled turpentine and burnt umber, I reinforce the sketch. I start to add some other colors to the burnt umber to fill out the shadows. I typically follow this traditional process. First shadows, then midtones, then highlights. It's a good system and helps me cover the panel quickly. I change it up sometimes as well to experiment or to capture something that might go away. I paint in both oil and watercolor, in the studio and outdoors. Today I'm painting with oil paint. I use a limited palette of colors, which helps in a couple of ways. It makes for easy color harmony so things look natural. It's also quick for me to mix the color I want because I am familiar with these colors. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell as well so you get notified when I upload a new video. Please comment or ask questions below. I appreciate the feedback and I'm always looking to improve. I have the line drawing down now, using burnt umber and a little bit of each of the other colors, trying to mark the shadow color that I see. So I've got that marked in now. I'm ready to mix up the full colors and start to lay in, block in, get the panel covered with color. Here's what I have so far. I have the main pools of color mixed up. I've looked out at the scene and tried to grab the larger shapes, larger masses, and get a color mixed up to match those larger masses. For instance, I've got kind of a bluish, a little bit of a cool gray, and I've tried to match that up to that part of the log, and it's got bits of this gray all along that log. I've got kind of a orangish brown that lines up with the bottom of the log. So now I'll just block it in, try to move quickly, use big, bold brush work as much as I can, and fill out the canvas, cover the canvas, and see what it looks like at that point. Here I'm wiping away some paint with a paper towel to correct a shape or to fix a mistake, or to get some texture, or to remove a bug. It happens. I now have most of the shadows and darkest darks in place. I'm moving into the midtones, blocking in the areas with the biggest brush I can manage. Using a big brush helps in a few ways. It covers the canvas quickly, it seems to result in a more painterly finish with interesting brushwork, and it forces generous use of paint. I'm sure there are many other ways to approach it, but this works for me. It's a lot of fun painting in the woods. It's like meditation for me. Total focus on getting the image as quickly as possible. I encourage you to try it. I'm also happy if you continue to join me on my hikes. I apologize for the focus in this episode. I'm still kind of new to this camera, and I had the flexible spot focus point aimed at the stream instead of at my panel, so enjoy the flowing water. I've always enjoyed being in the woods. There's a practice called forest bathing, really popular in Japan. Have you heard of it? Studies show being in the woods for just 30 minutes gives all kinds of health and mental benefits. It's not surprising to me. Do you find hiking or painting like meditation as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now most of the panel is covered. I'm pushing some areas darker, some lighter, and modifying edges. Last step, I'm adding the highlights. I've mixed up some pools of white with just a touch of cerulean blue, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, and a tiny amount of burnt sienna to gray it down a bit. The burnt sienna with the blues does a great job desaturating the color, making a nice warm gray. Here's the finished painting. Beautiful area. Really pleasant afternoon. It got chilly, even though it's late July and it's probably close to 80 degrees at home. It's chilly here in the mountains with this breeze. So I think it turned out okay. I'll take it back to the studio and take another look at it, tune it up a bit, and throw it out on the website. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I see you on the trail.